Today I'm gonna show you how to build an amazing labyrinth. Alright guys, welcome back to this video about an amazing labyrinth. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough in the beginning of the video, because now I'm going to show you how to build it and I'm going to explain everything about how it works. I have actually built a maze before and even made a video about it, and it was, hold on, powered by sheep.
What the hell?
Yeah, I had a sheep randomizer. It's a long story, but I had sheep eating grass and was detected, and I had redstone underneath it. You can go watch it in the video. The problem was that it was quite difficult to make big enough, and after a while, because I built it, I really knew it by heart, so it didn't give me the challenge that I wanted. It was supposed to be like a very elaborate entrance to an important building in my reboot world. But then I discovered the sun. Yes guys, solar power. In this wonderful game of Minecraft, we have something called the daylight sensor. You probably know it. It detects the sun moving across the sky, or it detects the light level, and it changes 15 times during a Minecraft day. And you can detect that with an observer. And that means that 15 times a day, these will open and shut. So that's kind of our randomizer. And here it is, stripped down. I even removed a layer of these sticky pistons. And you can see it's quite easy. You have the daytime sensor that's been looked at by an observer down to a block. And then we have a missing block. And then we have a block in the bottom. And then we have a redstone dust. And it works like a charm. And if you didn't know, daylight sensor can actually detect daylight through a glass block and even with carpet on top, which means that you can have these long light shafts down that you can conceal at the ground level and still have it working down in the maze. And what we have here is another exposed one, but in 2 levels. And you can see the bottom one is exactly the same, but instead of having the daylight detector here, we have another observer. It's moved up there. That's exactly the same, but right here we have a copper bulb with redstone on it, and then it works on both levels, and there are 2 blocks in between the 2 levels. You can see if we do like that, it works both levels at the same time. So kind of independently, but you know, not really independently, but it works both ways. And of course, you can start these doors, or whatever you call them. You could start with having them in here, but you could just as well start by having them out here. So they can start either closed or open, and that means a lot of variation on how you build your maze. Now over here I've made a very small specimen of a maze just with 2 modules like this. So if we go down here, you can see I go into the maze. The yellow one are fixed openings, the orange ones are the one that will actually open with the sun. So we can see here they're all closed right now. So right now we would have no way to move on in the labyrinth. And actually sometimes, and I love this, you can get caught in the labyrinth. So you have to wait. It's not often because I've designed it so that there's almost always a way to move forward, but you can sometimes, depending on how you move, get caught for a little while and have to wait for the sunlight to change or move across the sky. And then it changed and we can move on and we can make our way through the labyrinth. And then we can go in here, and now this one is closed. You get the idea, and this is just a very small sample, but you already probably get the feeling of how almost claustrophobic and confusing it can be if you walk around there in darkness. Now right here I have laid out the grid of modules 4 by 4 that I have used over there. This is sort of the ground level. And of course over there I have 2 levels, very many places as well. And if we go in here, you can see you still, oh, it just opened so I can go through, thank you. I can't go through there, but then maybe I can go through there, or maybe I can go through here. And you can see it's very easy to get a maze-like feeling. And then we go here and we get to this room, and then there's a stair up to the next level, where of course over there I have another module so that you have an entire new level to walk around in. And as you can see here, in between 4 modules I have room to put another module if you want to make the maze even more complicated to get around in. The distance between those 2 when they're both opened are 7 blocks. So you could easily make a maze, you know. You start at one corner and try to find the way out in the other corner. But that's not really what I was interested in, because lately I have been watching YouTube, just like you do, but I have been watching videos about the big Egyptian labyrinth. Yes, it's a thing, you can look it up. It's a very ancient structure, and it has been it's almost been a myth, but now they found it, they know where it is. It is a 300 by 300 meter structure underground with a maze in 2 layers, and it's thousands of years old. And even like several hundred years before the Common Era, we have philosophers, Greeks and Romans, telling us about this because they have visited it at that time. And one of them, for instance, says that the pyramids are fine, they're great, they're very impressive, but they don't hold a candle to the Egyptian labyrinth, which is very, very big, has huge columns and 12 palaces. So that was very much what inspired me. I wanted to make like maybe even like a base, a maze base, an amazing base. So that's why I started on this. And that's actually what I've been building in there. You can call it a maze, but it's also, I would probably prefer labyrinth. Now it's getting night and you can see a lot of glass up here. Each piece of glass represents a shaft down to one of the modules downstairs. If we go down here, you can see underneath here, you can look down to the module. That is probably level 2 of the modules right there. Now I have also built in some other small surprises. For instance, if you look here, there's a hole, and if you drop into it, ooh, yeah, we are in a cool cave. We can swim up here. It's probably dark. I'm very worried about YouTube compression on this because it's dark to start with, but you can see this is a very nice room. And it also shows you that I haven't showed you everything that's in the maze in the start video. Over here we have another hole, and I dare you to find it inside the labyrinth. But see what happens when we go down. This is a fast way out, because I was thinking about this, as I said, as a base. So it's nice to have a drop in. It's nice to have a way out, even though you don't avoid all of the labyrinth in there, but you can, if you learn it well, you probably have some better ways in and out. And you could also have bigger shafts going down, so you would actually have a open courtyard or something. It's all up to you. Over here, for instance, I built a stair that actually also works with the daylight sensor I showed you in the video in the beginning. It pops in sometimes, so you have to be there if you want to get upstairs. Alright guys, that was basically what I wanted to show you today. You can see it's very simple. I won't do it block by block because it's pretty self-explanatory, I hope. And if you come into this world, of course, there will be a world download in my Discord community. I recommend that you go into survival and take the maze before you do anything else, because it's actually worth the trip. And now it's time for a plug, because we come to the end. And if you're still here, do remember to leave a like. And if you're brand new, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because there will be a lot of nice videos coming out soon. I have a very nice, very nice big smelting, super smelter, and I have a lot of stuff. It's already made, but I just need to make the video. And by the way, if you want to, you're also very welcome to make a comment on the video, because I was told that the YouTube algorithm likes comments with 7 words or more, and it helps the video get out to others. But thank you for watching. Have a nice one. See you in the next one. Bye.